We're here in Philadelphia, and we're joined now by Raja Krishnamoorthi, who is the U.S. Congressional candidate in the Chicago Suburbs. Raja, thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it.
We're here at the DNC, and Raja's making the rounds, trying to secure this campaign. He had a heck of a primary. He's run a couple of times now for this congressional seat, and this one looks very promising. Talk about what you've done today to court the vote outside of Chicago.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Basically I'm meeting folks and sharing our vision for the campaign, which is how do we grow and strengthen the middle class. Meeting folks who want to support me, and we're meeting a lot of people from Illinois who come out here. The benefit of an event like this is that it brings everyone together in one place, and therefore you have a chance to really connect with a lot of people all at once.
Well, tell me, as a Democrat, you have seen the emergence of the Bernie Sanders progressive movement. Hillary Clinton did not have widespread support in day one, but obviously Sanders himself is trying to put this party back together. Where do you stand? I mean, where is the party today? How does the DNC get the Sanders supporters to coalesce with Clinton's platform?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, yesterday was a very interesting day. I think it started out with a little bit of uncertainty on how the day would progress. As the night continued toward the end, basically, I think that first Michelle Obama did an outstanding job of unifying folks. Warren continued by rallying the troops. And then finally, Bernie Sanders gave a full-throated defense of the Democratic cause. And he advocated, with all of his might for unifying to defeat Donald Trump, and I think that succeeded.
Now, we went to Cleveland to cover the Republican National Convention, and one of the sentiments that we were able to uncover is that a lot of folks in the Desi community feel as if Democrats have taken them for granted, that they are not as engaged with AAPIs, and specifically South Asians. What can you, as a leader in the AAPI community, and what can this party do to ensure that South Asians stay in the fold, knowing full well that it does seem like Donald Trump is making a full-throated attempt to court South Asians?
Well, we have to remind folks of, what the Democratic Party stands for, and we have to also do everything we can to speak to the issues of the middle class and working class and middle class families. South Asians and Indian Americans are predominantly middle class and working class. And so we have to talk about issues such as, how do we keep college affordable for our families? How do we ensure that the cost of childcare is affordable? How do we create jobs of the 21st century so that, our students as well as folks who are mid-career can sustain a middle-class lifestyle going forward? And I think those are the issues that the Democratic Party needs to talk about. And we also need to point out that Donald Trump is really dividing the country. He's creating a lot of fractiousness, divisiveness, finger pointing. That's not the way forward. And so, I think South Asians, Indian Americans, Pakistani Americans, etc., will realize that, Hillary Clinton is a candidate who's trying to unify the country to tackle our common challenges.
Now, if you're able to get elected this fall, what do you expect to face when you head into Congress, knowing full well that support of Congress is in the teens right now?
I heard someone say that, the common cold is more popular than Congress as a whole right now. I think that what we have to do is we actually have to do the things that I was talking about before, which is really tackling, the problems that middle class and working class families have. The mission of my campaign is very simple. How do we grow and strengthen the middle class? And so we're talking about these issues every day, and we're actually saying it's time to act. It's time to, for instance, allow for the refinancing of private student loans, which you can't do today. Most students are paying 6 to 8 percentage points on student loans when you and I can refinance our home mortgage for a heck of a lot less. We should also be talking about how do we reform the tax code so it's more fair to small businesses. We should be talking about and actually taking action on, making sure that comprehensive immigration reform actually passes, so that there's certainty for millions of folks who are either in the queue for a visa or for permanent residency, or who are in the shadows, but who have actually staked roots in this country, and we want to bring out of the shadows so that they're regularized and legalized in the system. So those are things we have to take action on right away. If we don't, then we're going to continue to grow the distrust, the alienation, the disaffection that leads to a campaign like Donald Trump's.
Well, we're going to have a fascinating couple of months leading to the general election. Roger Krishnamoorthi, the congressional candidate outside of Chicago, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure.